What's up, everybody? Welcome to Season 4 of Well Fed. I'm Dapper Chef, your gamer chef, and tonight, inspired by Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, we're making a fantastic potato soup. Now, I'm excited, you're excited, it's cold outside, we need something hearty, warm, and delicious. This soup will meet all of those needs and more. So come with me into my kitchen, I'll show you how it's done. Alright guys, if you're going toe-to-toe against the forces of darkness, you're going to need this awesome hearty potato soup to get you there. It's super simple. Take your crock pot insert. Take 2 cups of peeled chopped potatoes. Goes right in the insert. There's a little couple stragglers. You're going to take 1/3 cup of chopped onion. That goes right in there on top of your potato. Onion is good backup for potato. Helps build flavor. You're gonna take a 1/2 tablespoon of salt, sprinkle that in, it's right on top. Take a 1/2 tablespoon of pepper, sprinkle that right on top. I've got a cup of chopped broccoli, sprinkle that in, right on top. Last but not least, the one thing we really need, we have 4 cups of chicken broth. Open this up, pour this whole container right on in there. All right, we're gonna take this, take a spoon, give it a good stir, kind of mix everything all together. Take this over to our crock pot stand, set it right on in here. We'll cover it with the lid. I'm gonna set this bad boy on high heat for 4 hours. Or you could do low heat for 6 hours. We're doing high heat, because we're hot in this house. Alright guys, so while we've got our soup in our slow cooker, we've got about 5 minutes left for it to cook. So I'm gonna grab a couple extra components, grab our little saucepan here, get a little bit of, I'd say about medium-high heat under it. Take 4 tablespoons of butter and drop that right in there. So here's where we're gonna make like a thickening agent for it. I've got a 1/4 cup of sour cream. I'm gonna just kind of right into there. I have a 1/4 cup of flour that I'm gonna wait a second and let this start to melt. Look at that melty goodness. While I'm waiting for this to melt, I figure I'll tell you guys a little bit about the game that inspired this week's dish. Bloodstained is a Metroidvania type game, and for those of you that don't understand the term Metroidvania, it comes from classic games like Metroid and Castlevania, where it has a very expansive map, there's a lot of backtracking. It is the spiritual successor to Castlevania, because Koji Igarashi, the series producer for Castlevania, couldn't create another Castlevania game because Konami owns the licensing. He went to Kickstarter and said, hey guys, this is the game I'm planning on making, you know, help me out. And they did. So, Bloodstained is to Castlevania what Mighty No. 9 should have been to Mega Man. Unfortunately, that one didn't work so well. Anywho, I'm gonna take 1/4 cup of flour, that in, and 1.5 cups of heavy cream. I'm just gonna pour all this in and whisk it till it starts to thicken. Yeah, within Bloodstained you can actually create, food dishes, food recipes to give yourself different bonuses. Okay. As you can see, it's starting to thicken up. So what I'm gonna do now is take a cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. I'm going with sharp cheddar because I think it pairs really well with, say, a baked potato. I'm gonna dump that in. And I'm gonna let that melt down just a little bit, again, to help thicken the sauce. It's gonna be very similar to the bechamel we made for our macaroni and cheese. So, like I said, I'm gonna mix that in. I'm gonna let that cheese melt a bit from the residual, look at that, it's already starting to melt from the residual heat of the cream and the butter. So we want this to be a nice thickening agent for our soup. So when you get to the desired consistency or desired thickness, which I think we've hit spot on, look at that. That is absolute perfection. I'm gonna kill the heat on this. I'm gonna knock it off my whisk. Toss my whisk in the sink. Take this over to our slow cooker. I wanna be careful because I don't wanna burn anybody, especially myself. I don't have a hot pad holder, so. Doctor, I hate to do this. Would you kindly hand me that spoon there? Thank you. I'm going to carefully pour this into the soup. Ooh. Ooh. Gonna mix this all together, because this will help thicken our soup. Get this bechamel. Although I don't know if it's really bechamel. It's more of a, I guess, I don't know, maybe more of a roux. I don't know. I'm not a chef. I never went to culinary school. I simply teach people how to cook on the interwebs and make fantastic cooking videos. And that's how I got into Juilliard. Stir this up. Look at that, look at that. Okay, that is actually pretty nice. So, what I am going to do now is big chunks of potato. Look at that. Just tell me that doesn't look fantastic. Not gonna lie, if it was a little thicker, I might be a bit happier, but so far I'm loving it. I'm gonna let it cook for another 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna add one more thing. You know what? Forget cooking for another 30 minutes before I add this. I'm gonna add this now. So as you can see in your ingredient list below, I have bacon. Bacon makes absolutely anything and everything better. Now, if you are vegetarian, you don't have to use bacon. If you're vegetarian, you probably wouldn't be using chicken broth either, but that's beside the point. Bacon. I have a full packet of bacon that I have cooked up, I've chopped up, and now it's part of our soup. Like how I did that? So I'm gonna mix this up, and then I'm just gonna let this sit for another 30 minutes, and I'll see you guys when it's done. Alright guys, that's how you make a fantastic potato soup inspired by Bloodstained. It's gonna get me through the night, help me on my quest to vanquish evil, and I hope it'll do the same for you. I'm Dapper Jeff, welcome to Season 4 of Well Fed. I'll see you guys next Sunday with another brand new recipe. But until then, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Stay well fed. Hat or no hat?
Oh God, no hat.